Welcome back to Driven by Purpose.
Yep.
You know, Jimmy Greene's my guest. He's awesome. So welcome to the show. You're going to enjoy this. Jimmy and I met 20-some years ago.
24 to be exact.
Is it 24?
Yeah.
Wow.
And,
and you showed me where Frank Sinatra lived.
Absolutely. My hometown, Hoboken, New Jersey. We had to go there that day, remember?
Yeah, you took me around. It was
yeah,
great.
we had a great day.
So I have a question for you.
Sure.
Because these questions, because there's always a moment in your life when you have that maha moment.
Yeah.
That moment that flips that trigger, or that light bulb, or that feeling inside you. Do you know what that moment was that shifted that purpose for you?
Yes, I do, actually. I was about, I want to say, 10 years old or so, and this movie Rocky came out.
Are you kidding, Rocky? Are you serious?
Absolutely. I remember it was playing in Jersey City, New Jersey, and my dad, who was a firefighter, and along with his three brothers in my hometown of Hoboken, says, "Hey, James, I want you to come to this movie with me."
Wow.
And I said, come on, Dad, I don't want to see that show. It's probably going to be boring.
Yeah.
You know, I came out of there, Rudy, inspired. You know,
That's
it changed my
interesting.
whole
That's what
trajectory
changed
of my life.
It changed my trajectory, too, because of the message.
Yeah.
It was more the message of the journey.
Right.
And that really triggered a lot of things I was going through.
Yeah.
I'm sure you as well. So what were some of those moments in that movie that triggered you?
Well, you know, it's the up and down and kind of over and out, to coin a phrase, right? Frank Sinatra's song, right? That's life. I've been up and down and over and out. And
did it his way.
You know, he did it his way, surely did. But, you know, when I was in that movie, just like in your movie, and I'll talk about that a little later, you know, when I saw that movie, you know, I was a very small, slight boy who liked baseball but loved football. And everybody was telling me, you know, Jimmy, you're too small to play football. And then I went to see Rocky, and it just changed me. I said, you know, I'm going to do it. And I was 80 pounds soaking wet. But,
really?
You know, I played for 14 or almost 15 years football. So, you know, the power of the dream, as you often speak.
Yeah, but for that dream to happen, you have to have a why.
Yeah.
Your personal why.
Yeah.
And when you find that why, this is interesting. Most people don't know what that why is.
Yeah.
It's okay. Sooner or later,
Sure.
if you stay positive, right?
Yeah.
That why comes.
Absolutely.
So your why came in the way you lived and the way you led to connect with others, even outside your business. That why was a big, big purpose. Can you explain that?
Yeah, you know, I love the expression of, if you have a big enough why, you find a how. And certainly in my life, you know, the question is, you know, I professionally was a counselor, psychiatric intervention counselor for almost 30 years. So, you know, my job every day, or my goal every day, was to give people hope, right? Hope stands for hold on, possibilities exist, right? How do you and I and everybody get hope? HOPE, hearing other people's experiences. And that's what I did for most of my career. So, you know, seeing movies like Rocky, seeing movies like Rudy, your movie about you, you know, inspired me to just keep giving hope. I remember that. Just keep giving hope.
You know, hope's the most powerful thing you can give people.
I think so.
But,
yeah.
you know, when you were going through your why, you had your doubts too, right?
No, absolutely. You know, the thing about me, I go by known as the hope guy, right? Because why? Not just because I studied psychology in college, or that I, you know, studied theology. I was through it myself. You know, in fact, in 1992, I was going through a rough patch in my life, and I think that was around the time, somewhere around there, I was really depressed myself and lost in life, and I saw this movie called Rudy.
Wow.
I think it was around that time, right?
93. We actually shot it in 92, but 93 we brought it out.
That saved my life. I got to tell you, I really do.
That's interesting. But it initiated something. You always had the why, but you had a fear factor there.
Yeah. Well, fear, you know, to me is, I try to put faith over fear, you know, because there's always going to be a certain amount of fear in life. But I tell a lot of my patients over the years and people that I know, there's a great book called Feel the Fear, but Do It Anyway. by
Interesting.
Dr. Susan Jeffers. She was from New York
Okay,
City.
that's an interesting way of saying it.
Yeah,
Feel the fear, but do it anyway. Well,
sure.
what comes before? There's something. It's that. What triggers that to eliminate the fear? Something bigger has to happen inside you. That why just didn't pop up, or that purpose just didn't pop up.
Yeah.
But it had to be something that really driven that to that point. Can you remember an experience maybe that you haven't shared publicly with people that you realize how powerful your purpose is and your why?
Well, again, from having been through the adversity that I went through, being clinically depressed myself,
right.
and almost, I wouldn't be talking to you, Rudy, here, to be honest with you. I wouldn't be here. Thanks. But that's, sometimes God allows us to go through certain things in life to guide us to find purpose through adversity.
Yeah.
Through my thing is to teach people how to turn setbacks into comebacks, because we all have setbacks in life. We all do. So that's my why, or my how, is to continually, no matter whether I'm on stage speaking, whether I'm doing solution-centered coaching with someone, the goal remains the same. It's to give that hope, because that's what people need to move from where they're at to where they need to get to. I hope I'm answering your question.
What do you look for in a person that you're giving hope to, or your purpose? How would you feel? How do they connect with you? But how do you give them that experience? How do you express that to them so they can connect to that? Like you said, you saw Rocky and Rudy. So how do you do that? Yeah,
well, it takes a certain degree of vulnerability.
I see.
Being able to say to somebody, when I would say to a patient or a client, hey, not for nothing, but you're talking to a guy that couldn't get out of bed for 3 years, believe it or not, was that clinically depressed. All he could do was do this, only the little things. So sometimes when you say that to somebody to their face, like, I was maybe worse than you are right now, but you're not going to stay where you are. I mean, I have experiences where people come up to me all these years later, now almost 30 years in an emergency room setting. Now, confidentiality was so important to me. However, people will come up and say, hey, 10 years ago you saved my life. And I was in a local Marshall's, that's one of the Macy's stores here, and I said,
really?
I said, what do you mean I saved your life? She goes, are you Jim Greene? I said, yes, I am. She says, well, years ago, the doctors told me that I should go talk to you instead of staying in the hospital. And it turns out she was in a very abusive relationship.
Okay,
and
so she
I helped her through
on that level, and you helped her.
Absolutely.
But okay, so you said something very important. You had to go through what you had to go through in order to help someone. So that point in your life when you're going through that, did you allow, how can I say this?
Sure.
How did you get through that knowing that there was a purpose to this?
Yeah, I say this often about clinical depression. It's a very lonely place to be, no doubt. But you can have all the love around you, but if you don't have hope, you're in trouble.
Yeah, but when you say hope, what's that really mean?
Well, when you're in despair, total despair of life, like I'm a failure, I'm no good, I'm ashamed of, I can't take care of my family, I can't pay the bills, the car is repossessed, all those types of things. On the way through that, what I would refer to in theological terms is sort of like a dark night of the soul. But when you come out on the other side, see, I try to teach people like you did to come out of the darkness and into the light.
You're saying something very important, and we have to teach our people to fail, our kids how to fail, to develop the character to get you through those moments, because most of the time we do fail. It's okay to fail. It's okay not to be okay. Basically.
Yeah, failure is actually a very good thing.
It's better than winning.
It is.
You don't learn anything from winning. you learn more through failure. Am I right?
Absolutely.
Can you explain that?
I agree. Even like if you want to talk in football terms,
Yeah.
sometimes a loss
Baseball
was,
terms
and
is better.
baseball as well.
Yeah.
You learn from
You got
that.
that Yankee sticker. They
Oh.
learned a lot through failure.
Well, they did, and they have 27 world championships now. But success leaves clues, right? And it is what it's an interesting thing that failure is not fatal. It's
Right.
just feedback.
Right.
And if I just saw a quote the other day at one of the rest stops in New Jersey, it was I think it was Thomas Edison who said it. You always have to try one more time. Just think, if we didn't have Edison, we would have all this
Isn't that
lighting
the
here.
truth? Huh?
We would have all
wouldn't
this
have these
lighting
lights.
here on the set. If he gave up, if he
But we hear
quit.
that, Jimmy. But do people understand what's being said?
Yeah,
We learn it. Like, okay, you went through a Catholic school,
yeah.
and the
12,
nuns taught you.
12 years,
They
and
taught you
brothers
how
too,
to
Christian
pay
brothers.
attention when you can't pay attention because you have dyslexia or a learning disorder,
Yeah.
and they didn't understand that.
Yeah.
They just learned through discipline. You
Yeah.
have to discipline that child. And sometimes discipline is bad, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
The wrong kind.
The
yeah.
wrong kind of
Absolutely.
discipline. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's another discipline that I like talking about in your growth. When you had to put a lot of discipline, little things in your life in order for you, it's kind of what rooted your purpose through your growth through discipline, basically. What was that?
Well, I had ADHD
Okay.
before it was kind of popular to say that. My mom, my Italian
Oh,
mom,
yeah.
said, "Oh, there's nothing wrong with you," and so. But I consider ADHD kind of it was a blessing in some ways too, because it showed me how to be more disciplined, how to put together a schedule.
Okay.
Certainly going to a private Catholic school in Jersey City, New Jersey, where the other town over from me.
But you lived in fear.
Yeah.
You did.
I feared
through bullying.
Yeah.
There's a thing called bullying in
Yeah.
a different way through education.
Yeah.
And I want you to touch on this because you're hitting on things that's triggering me now. Because we're all bullied in a way
Yeah.
by people who think they're smarter than you or better than you or they have the authority.
Yeah.
So here's a question.
Sure.
We talked about your growth as a youth, right?
Yeah.
Going through this.
Yeah.
But now you're kind of like in an area of, boy, did I really can give this back.
Yeah.
Now, but you're having a hard time finding your purpose, in a way, right?
Yeah.
But you know your purpose, but something's stopping you or people or me too.
Yeah.
I'm no different from that purpose. What do you think? What do you think that is? And I got the answer. So do you.
Yeah.
So let's see if we can bring this out for the people.
Right, for the people out there. Yeah, listen, fear, we're all going to fail from time to time, but we have to fail forward, I think, is what you're kind of.
We're discovering something through that.
Yeah.
And look at
Mentors.
Let me explain, see if you can help me help you with this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, there's a big thing called confidence.
Yeah.
Okay, and gratitude. Now remember those two words, gratitude and confidence.
Yeah.
Once you have the confidence and the gratitude, what happens?
Sky's the limit, I think, at
Sky
that point.
is the limit. Because now you have the confidence to move forward. You eliminated fear.
Yeah.
Right?
You felt the fear and you did it anyway.
You did it anyway.
Yeah.
You said that earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I give you a brief example. In football, one of my jobs was to be a punt returner. And, you're alone back there, as you know, having played the game. I mean, when you're back there and people just say, what are you doing? How do you do that? Well, you have to focus. I have to stay focused on the goal, which is what? To catch the ball. The 11 guys coming down at me, they're barreling down. They're going to hit me anyway. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So my thing, and that's life is like that in a way, when you're trying to break through barriers and you're trying to overcome adversity. You have to stay focused, have confidence, and say, I'm going to do it regardless of what anybody says. The naysayers, if you will, like.
Well, you have a lot of naysayers because we all want to be accepted. Am I right?
Absolutely.
By people, so you can have those naysayers, and So we have to eliminate that. Do you like me? I'd rather have their respect than like me. And I think that came through experience, like you have had.
Mentors were big.
When you picked your mentors, how did you pick a mentor?
Well, I looked at their behavior more than what they said.
Okay.
Excuse me. Like my dad was a firefighter. He walked the walk while he talked the talk. He was not only a firefighter, he worked 2 other jobs. His 3 brothers were firefighters, 3 Army, 1 Navy.
Wow.
You know, that's the kind of people that I grew up around. My high school coach was like a second dad to me. You know, he was a huge mentor to me. He's the one that got me into speaking as well.
Oh, wow.
You know, he's the one that, you know, was a real inspiration in my life. In 1982, came to our high school. He was a teacher, 37 years. He was motivational. He was inspirational, but he cared about us.
He did care.
He loved us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big difference now.
You know, like we all wear different hats.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And I say this,
Sure.
I take my hat off now.
Yeah.
Because I want to put my hat in the center, and there's that coaching hat.
Yeah.
Then there's the hat that you got to look up to that coach.
Yeah.
And how you respond to that coach and how you act on whatever you do, or the teacher, or your parents, or your friends.
Yeah.
How important, how strategic is it for you to align yourself with the right mentors, coaches, and people? Or would you rather be liked or respected?
Well, I would rather have the respect from my character, that I'm a person of character. So the people that I chose as mentors, and we should choose as mentors in life, are people that walk the walk while they talk the talk. You know, a lot of people say, you know, certain things, but to me, the mentors that came into my life at various points changed the whole, you know, trajectory of my life. I could have gone a whole different direction were it not for some of those mentors. Now, granted, there are some people that are not the best of examples, but you got to kind of, like football, you know, the big guys, I would run around them, you know, instead of go through them sometimes.
It's interesting you say that because
Excuse me.
I look at you, we met years ago,
Yep.
and then you came up to me, hey, I met you 24 years ago. I said, no, wait a minute, who is this guy?
Who is this
right?
guy? Right.
But when you start talking, your voice, your energy resonated with me. Now, this is an important question. When it resonated with someone, how do people get in touch with you now and keep in contact with you?
Yeah, well, you go to thehopeguy.org.
Okay.
And that's the way I like to be known, because of, again, as a one-on-one coach, I'm the hope guy. Hold on, possibilities exist. How do you and I get hope, Rudy? And most of the people, we get hope by hearing other people's experiences. HOPE.
Interesting.
So thehopeguy.org is the best way.
I like that. Thehopeguy.org.
Yeah.
Now, because you have had a lot of life experiences that you can give hope.
Yeah.
Now,
Sure.
let me ask you this: by you giving hope, do people that you listen to give you hope?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've been listening to, you know, that was one of the things that my mentors in speaking, and, you know, I can remember Ed Agresta, my high school coach, as a speaker, telling me, and Dr. Rob Gilbert is a professor at Montclair State, New Jersey. Like, I listened to your tapes. I listened to Les Brown. I listened to...
Well, I love Les Brown.
Isn't he great? I mean, I mean, the guy's got, some 40 years as a speaker.
Yeah.
You know, somebody said to me, I took a course with him once, and they said, why are you taking a course with a guy who's like almost 80 years old? I said, are you kidding me? Do you know how much I could learn from that guy?
I would never even think of age.
No.
It's Les Brown.
No, you know, one of the benefits of studying in the seminar years ago was I got to study philosophy, and one of my favorite quotes is Socrates. He said, you know, the wise man learns from everything and everyone, but the fool has all the answers.
Isn't that the truth?
It's so true. I mean, when you're in a room with somebody who has all the answers, and you know what's another thing, Rudy, my coach said to me, if you're the smartest person in the room, Ed Agresta, my high school coach, told me this, you're in the wrong room.
That's interesting.
Because
you know what, there were many times, and you've been through this. I could hear it.
Yeah.
When you're going through something, you think, okay, I have this now.
Yeah.
But there's a little doubt moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
How does your purpose, I'm going back to purpose again.
Yeah.
How do you resonate that for people?
Well, it's just my love for people.
Mm-hmm.
It's my passion for people. Like I could never.
People feel that, right?
Yeah, they feel it. People knew. They know. Like my goal was like just now. You're the most important person in the room to me right now because you're here, not just because you're Rudy, but because you're
as important to me.
Absolutely.
Because now I'm learning from you.
Right.
And I said, wow, Jimmy's talking the right stuff. I love it.
Each one teach one, Denzel.
Yeah, because I listen to a lot of speakers. A lot of them are just regurgitating information.
Yeah, if you
I
speak
like
from
the
your
guy
heart.
who's genuine,
Yeah.
speak from their heart.
Yeah.
They don't have a script.
Yeah.
And I like that type of guy.
Yeah, that's what worked best for me in my career, really, in my life,
in my life.
And anybody can do it. Like I said, I'm the hope guy, but you don't need a degree. You don't need a degree to give
God
hope.
has put you in to learn from every experience of failure.
Yeah,
and from all that, you're not a failure.
Yeah,
you're a success and a big success.
Yeah, thanks.
Because because you saved a life, or you gave someone hope. And that's, it's not the money.
No.
It's not the cars. It's not the home. I thought that had to show success.
Yeah.
And you get chasing money, you get in trouble. But if you chase the purpose, it becomes a whole different, situation. But money's important. Don't get me wrong.
What did John Wooden say? If we chase perfection, we might find greatness.
It's funny. You can't be perfected. You can't have perfection.
Unattainable.
There's only one man who could do that. It's God. That's it.
That's it.
And
seek growth, not perfection. Seek growth in life.
Seek growth, not perfection.
But that's so true, right?
It is.
Yeah,
we're all blessed with certain talents, right?
Absolutely.
Look at our hairdos.
Yeah.
Look at the talent we have.
Yeah. Like I say, I'm not bald. I'm follically challenged.
And my whole point is, I'm at an age now where I'm sitting on an airplane coming here to New York. I asked a lady, "You want my autograph?"
Yeah.
Just to mess with her.
Yeah, just
I'm trying to create a conversation.
Yeah.
She said, "Why would I want your autograph?" I don't know. I have to feel important. I'm sitting next to you. You don't act like I'm important enough.
It's so true. It's so true.
But you break them down in a friendly way. You get them start talking.
Yeah.
But listen, you have been great.
Yeah.
You really have. And
they appreciate it.
I think people can go to, again,
thehopeguy.org. And yeah, that's it. Listen, Rudy, it's a tremendous honor. To be here.
It's fun talking to you.
24 years. I hope it doesn't take another 24 years for me to. But you said, remember when you said that?
Yeah.
You said something years ago when we met. Mm-hmm. You have to. It's always too soon to quit. Yeah. That's for sure. You have to visualize your dream way before it happens.
When you were a little boy.
Yeah, all those things resonated with me. That's why they called Rudy the Rocky of the 90s. That I was in a rough patch in my life. I saw your movie, man, and boom. I came out of myself. You know what my aha moment was? My big moment was? Yeah. Remember we talked about gratitude? Yep. When I got into Navy boot camp. Yeah. And I got my new underwear. Yeah. That's a big moment. Why is that? Because I never had my own underwear. Right. My brothers would steal my underwear. Right. But there was gratitude there. Yeah. And purpose came, and confidence came, and commitment came, and your character starts showing up. Because of all the things your parents put you through, instead of beating you up because you didn't get good grades, they made you full underwear, and they made you clean the house and do the thing. Oh, yeah. And what paid off in the Navy? The little things. Doing the little things. True. And that's where the commander saw this dude's got character, made you the leader in boot camp because he saw character. And that's what Ara Parsesian saw when I met him for the first time. He never asked me my speed, my size. You were in the Navy. It's called respect, honor,
And when you have honor and respect, guess what? People give you an opportunity, and that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Character counts. You know, one of the best curriculums, I think it should be in every school in America. It's called charactercounts.org by Dr. Stevenson, I think.
You know, it's funny.
The Josephson
I
Institute.
speak for a living now.
Yeah.
But I'm not the best speaker. I know that.
No, it's
but
great.
What I do, I start off.
You're great.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for the republic for which it stands, one nation under
God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yeah, we did that every day.
Then I said, okay, it's time to pass out the milk, and I was the milkman.
Yeah.
That's how my day started.
Yeah.
And some kids. A lot of kids don't even know the Pledge of Allegiance.
No,
they don't do that.
Yeah, it's got to come back.
We got to love this country.
We got to get back to basics.
We got to get back
in
to common sense.
Common sense, character.
And let's work
citizenship,
together.
Honesty.
Look, I have a lot of friends who oppose
I'm right
the
with you,
thinking
brother.
I do, but I love them because they have a big heart. We're going to be good.
Yep.
You know, I love Sean Astin. I love my writer.
Yep.
But, you know, we have different opinions of
and that's
politics,
okay.
But it's okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather agree to disagree and still be friends.
Yeah, like
that's your purpose.
Yeah,
again. That's
you know. I have a quick last story. When my mom, God rest her soul, was passing, you know, families have problems, right? You come from a family with 14. You know,
14.
I had 2 siblings to deal with, and it was, you know, and I loved them. And I said to my mom, you know, sometimes, you know, we go to war, but I said, Ma, I love them. My sisters, I love them, but I don't agree with them.
Right, you don't
and that's
agree.
okay. We can agree.
You know what, Jimmy? We're going to end it here. You know why?
Yep. Let's end it on a high note.
My hope.
Well, I hope I inspired you a little bit, Rudy.
You did. Now, do me one more favor.
Yeah.
Tell the audience one more time how they get in touch with you.
Yeah, you could look me Jim Greene, the Hope Guy. You could Google that, Jim Greene with an E, thehopeguy.org.
You're the best.
So it's been a great pleasure, Rudy.
Honor to see you.
Great to see you again.
Later,
I'll
brother.
see you.
We'll see you again.
God bless you, brother.
You too. This is good. Thank
God
you.
bless America.
Who's this guy?